Today we believe that our mode of living is one of comfort and convenience. But I wonder how it will appear to you as you are permitted to compare it with the life you will have in 2059. Experts tell us that the greatest changes are yet to come.
From KOLN Lincoln, KGIN Grand Island, this is 1011 News, The Weekend Report, with Rob McCartney and Mary Jane Bruce. Sports with Jeff Schmall.
Now is next. From KOLN Lincoln and KGIN Grand Island, 1011 brings you News Now.
And now, here's your hostess, Lita Powell-Drake.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Live from Lincoln, this is 1011 Now, First at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to First at 4. I'm Taryn Vandervoort.
KOLN KGIN 1011 may look a little different than when we first opened back in 1953, but the dedication to elevating local stories and content has remained a constant for the last 70 years. The shows looked a little different back then too. Here's some footage from our 10th anniversary special. You might recognize some familiar faces like Mel Maines, Bob Zinner, and Joe Kinney. Mel Maines started in 1961 and was the local news anchor for the 6 and 10 p.m. broadcasts for over 34 years. We're all familiar with how our station looks and operates today, but what did it look like back in 1953? KOLN TV first signed on February 18, 1953. It was on Channel 12, Nebraska's third TV station and a first outside of Omaha. Purchased by John Fetzer the following August, the broadcast was moved to Channel 10, and Channel 12 was sold to the University of Nebraska for its education station. Fetzer saw potential to broadcast to Lincoln, central and western Nebraska, so he sought permission from the FCC to build a 1,000-foot beaver crossing tower to strengthen the signal. Along with its more powerful broadcast signal, KOLN signed on translator after translator across its vast, mostly rural coverage area over the next few years, cementing a regional dominance that remains till this day. Fun fact, in the 60s, KOLN KGIN frequently broadcast games of the Detroit Tigers, which Fetzer had purchased in 1956. From 1954 to 1996, KOLN was the only commercial station in Lincoln, making it one of the largest cities in the country with only one full-power commercial station. The western half of the market had full network services via KGIN and KHAS-TV. This led to KOLN KGIN being the only major network station shared by the entire market. Eventually, Fetzer sold the station in 1984 to Gillette Communications. From there, it was sold to Buse, and in 1988, Buse merged with Gray Communications, where it operates today. Historically, KOLN has garnered some of the highest news ratings in the country. It obviously had the benefit of being the only major network affiliate for half a century, as well as Lincoln's only commercial station. But it takes more than a cornered market to make a quality news program. It also takes dedicated employees and top-tier talent. Talent such as Mel Maines.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. First, an introduction is in order.
Mel Maines served as 1011's main news anchor for 34 years. Mel started in 1961 after working for many years in broadcasting. During his first decade at the station, Mel saw several important moments, from the remodeling of the station, which doubled its size, to the first use of color cameras. He also was part of the broadcast, live and in person, of the implosion of the old Cornhusker Hotel. While he may have had lots of wonderful moments at the station, he does mention a pretty important reason for his leaving.
Well, Deb, I want you to know Ken Shimmick, God bless him, is the reason I'm retiring, because through the years he has reminded me so often of how old I am. So I decided I'm ready to retire.
I do not want that pressure on.
Another popular anchor here at 1011 was Lita Powell-Drake. She served as the program director for KOLN for 28 years. During that time, she wore many hats. When she started, she was one of the models for products during live commercials. But by 1967, she had been given more creative freedom.
Here she comes, Calamity Kate. She's on the move.
And she created the character Calamity Kate for the Cartoon Coral program. Though it is long gone, Cartoon Coral was a children's variety show full of puppets, quizzes, zany characters, and more. Drake's Calamity Kate was widely popular and is still remembered fondly to this day. Lita also hosted a very different-looking morning show.
And now, here's your hostess, Lita Powell-Drake.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
It offered a platform for everyone, from local talents to up-and-coming actors, to reach the wide audience of KOLN's market. The news and entertainment provided by the station may have been produced by talented people, but everyone knows what the real draw of KOLN has always been: weather. A. James Abel, KOLN's GM from 1954 to 1985, began a practice of starting the newscast with weather as a service to the station's mostly rural audience. He is quoted as saying, "Weather is the #1 story in Nebraska." Weather reports look very different throughout the years. We've come a long way from marker board weather forecast, as I'm sure Ken can tell you. Starting his career at KOLN in 1981 as a morning show producer, Ken Shemick has been producing weather programming at the station since his weekend weather anchor days in 1983. Nowadays, our weather team can utilize modern technology to provide quicker and much more accurate forecasts. But that doesn't mean weather isn't still the #1 story for Nebraskans. Much has changed since 1953. We used to produce our commercials live with models like Lita Powell-Drake. Now we have a dedicated team of sales reps and creative producers making more complex commercials for hundreds of more clients. We used to have enormous sets with hand-operated cameras. Now we have a modern, more modular space perfect for telling any story. Our weather reports are more complex, but the speed and accuracy of our forecasts allow us to keep our audience safe and informed. And that old tower at Beaver Crossing may have met an unfortunate end, but it's been rebuilt and stronger than ever. Nebraska has changed a lot in the last 70 years, and we've been right here, changing and growing along with it. From the past, we can look towards the future, a future with new technologies, new stories, and new memories, yet the same dedication to accurate, community-focused reporting that KOLN has always been known for. Because that was 10/11 then, and we're 10/11 now.